Air pollution significantly raises risk of infertility, study finds. Exclusive, with 30% of infertility unexplained. Pollution could be an unignorable risk factor, scientists say. Exposure to air pollution significantly increases the risk of infertility, according to the first study to examine the danger to the general population. The analysis of 18,000 couples in China found that those living with moderately higher levels of small particle pollution had a 20% greater risk of infertility, defined as loss becoming pregnant within a year of trying. The study design did not enable the scientists to determine how air pollution might damage fertility, but pollution particles are known to cause inflammation in the body, which could damage egg and sperm production, the scientists said. Another recent study of 600 women attending a U.S. infertility clinic found that increased exposure to air pollution was associated with a lower number of maturing eggs in the ovaries. Ovaries. Ovaries.
Ovaries.
Ovaries. Sperm. Sperm.
Sperm.
Sperm. Ovaries. Infertility affects many millions of couples around the world, but relatively little research has been done on the impact of air pollution. However, dirty air is already known to increase the risk of other aspects of reproduction, including premature birth and low birth weight, common levels of nitrogen dioxide are as bad as smoking in raising the risk of miscarriage, and pollution particles have been found on the fetal side of placentas. 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 QL as the Center for Reproductive Medicine at P University Third Hospital in China, who lead the infertility research, said prospective parents should be concerned about air pollution. Numerous studies have noted that air pollution is associated with loss of adverse pregnancy events, he told The Guardian. Approximately 30% of infertile couples have unexplained infertility. Lee and colleagues wrote, laughing that age, weight, and smoking were well-known factors indicates that small particle pollution could be an unignorable risk factor for infertility. Previous studies have produced mixed results, but were based on groups of people that excluded infertile couples or were conducted in infertility clinics. Lee said, our study samples were recruited from the general population, so our findings may be more generalizable.
Generalizable.
Generalizable, so our findings may be more generalizable. The size of the effects they observe seem pretty high, which would be concerning if borne out in future studies as well, particularly in low pollution environments, said TC as the University of Edinburgh. UK, the pollution levels in China are relatively high, he said, but harmful effects have been reported on reproduction at much lower levels. So clearly, poor air quality impacts the reproductive system in general. Hoof MT as Ice College London, UK, said new research on this important topic was very welcome, as there were not many previous studies. She said lower levels of air pollution might affect infertility, but that more research was needed. The research, published in the journal Environment International, was based on data from interviews and questionnaires from 18,571 couples who were part of the large China fertility survey of married women. In China, women are required to register with the authorities before attempting to become pregnant, enabling the researchers to request information from all women who were aiming to conceive. The researchers found that women exposed to small particle pollution that was 10 micrograms per cubic meter higher over a year had a 20% greater risk of infertility. The average pollution level for the Chinese couples was 57. In London, UK, the average is about 13. The results also showed that the proportion of women not becoming pregnant after 12 months of trying rose from 15% to 26% when comparing the quarter exposed to the lowest pollution with the quarter suffering the highest. The researchers took account of other factors including age, weight, income, smoking, alcohol drinking, and exercise levels. Previous studies of dirty air and fertility have used data on sperm quality, perhaps because this is easier to obtain. With a 2017 review concluding air pollution has a negative impact, while individuals suffer the health damage from air pollution. It is governments that lead to act, said C. The emphasis should lie with policymakers, not with individuals. While there are certainly steps that individuals can take to reduce exposure, such as air filtration systems in high pollution locations and avoiding exposure to high traffic, they are unlikely to result in substantially different long-term exposures. He said they are also not realistic for many people because of socioeconomic constraints, including work patterns and transport opportunity. Wood burning at home, now biggest cause of UK particle pollution. Fires used by just 8% of population but cause triple the particle pollution of traffic, data shows. Domestic wood burning has become the single biggest source of small particle air pollution in the UK, producing 3 times more than road traffic, government data shows. Just 8% of the population cause this pollution by burning wood indoors. According to a separate government commissioned report, it found almost half of those burning indoors were affluent and many chose a fire for aesthetic reasons rather than heat. Aesthetic reasons rather than heat. Tiny particle pollution is harmful to health as it can enter the bloodstream, be bloodstream,
bloodstream,
bloodstream, be carried around the body and lodged in organs. The government is not planning a ban on wood burners, but a ban on the retail sale of wet wood will come into force on 1st May, as will a ban on best of house coal. The first such restriction since the Clean Air Act of the 1950s. Wet wood has not been seasoned and produced higher levels of pollution. The new government statistics show that domestic wood burning in both coal stoves and open fires was responsible for 38% of the pollution particles under 2.5 microns in size in 2019. The latest year for which data is available, the report said PM2.5 emissions from these stores had more than doubled since 2003 to 41,000 tons a year and increased by 1% between 2018 and 2019. Tons. 41,000 tons a year. Road traffic caused 12% of PM2.5 in 2019. In the 1970s and 80s, coal fires in homes were the primary source of small particle pollution, but these now account for a very small proportion of PM2.5s. The report said these fall and cleaner vehicles in industry mean overall particle pollution levels have fallen significantly since 1970, but they have leveled off in the past decade. This reflects the increasing popularity of solid fuel appliances in the home, such as wood-burning stoves. The report says, due to the small size of particulate pollution, some of these toxins may enter the bloodstream and be transported around the body, laundering in the heart, brain, and other organs. Therefore, exposure to PM can result in serious impacts of health. Organs. Wood burners also triple the level of harmful pollution particles inside homes and should be sold with a health warning. Scientists warned in December. In January, experts at Asthma UK and the British Lung Foundation asked people to use wood burners only if they had no alternative source of heat. Prof. Jonathan Drift of Queen Mary University of London said it is difficult to justify their use in any urban area. The second report, produced by K for the government, examined who was burning solid fuels at home and why, and included a survey of 46,000 people. It found that just 8% of people in the UK burned fuel indoors, with two-thirds of them living in urban areas where levels of dirty air were worst. Two-thirds of people burning indoors used a stove, while a third had open fires, and 96% had alternative sources of heating such as gas or electricity. Most of the indoor burners used seasoned wood, but 20% were using wet wood, the research found. The most common reasons they gave for using their indoor burning appliance were to create a homely feel, so they could heat just one room to save money and or because they liked the look of a fire, the report says. Habits also seemed important. 79% of indoor burners reported having a fire at home when growing up as opposed to 23% of those never burning at home. Almost half the indoor burners, 46%, were from the highest AB social grades, which represents about a quarter of the population overall. The researchers identified five types of indoor burners, including people who burned as a lifestyle choice for aesthetics, for aesthetics results 28%, and for reasons of tradition 18%, a small number who tend to be older, less affluent, and more rural had no other heating. The rest burned at home to save money or supplement other heating. The research also found that less than a third said they were concerned about the effects burning might have on their health or those around them. We have 8% of UK homes that are responsible for about 40% of PM2.5 pollution, said GF of I College London, a member of the government's air quality experts group. Wood burning in homes has crept up under the radar while we all focused our attention on diesel traffic. We can count cars and lorries on our roads to understand the pollution that comes from traffic, but we have very little idea of what people are doing in their own homes, and hence the importance of this survey, he added. One of the ways to tackle wood burning is to get more information out of people as they have in New Zealand. To encourage people to burn their wood better, we have to engage, and the starting point is to know who is burning wood and why they are doing so, and that's what this survey does. Together we can clear the air. We've been doing well in reducing high pollution days, thanks to your good work. Your smoke-free fire leads the right burning technical to keep up that momentum. Good burning technical. Small loss of count, loss. Newspapers, some publishers help.